Okay. Well, you've been practicing for how many years again now total in this field?
Just short of 18.
18 years. Now you've, I'm sure, helped a lot of people, had a lot of cases. Is there maybe one case that stands out in your head that you could talk about that has really made a difference in somebody's life when they've pursued this legal?
Well, while you were asking that question as to whether I've made a difference in somebody else's life, I had two cases in mind that primarily come to mind. As far as the difference that we made, there's one case that comes to mind. We were asked to investigate a medical malpractice case for a young couple approximately 8 years ago. They came to us. She had had a condition which necessitated a surgery, and her physicians, which were OBGYNs, decided that she had a condition which is called endometriosis. Endometriosis is a condition that is not fully understood in medicine, but it has to do with scar tissue becoming involved and entangled inside the private parts of a woman, and it can be extremely painful. And she had problems with it before. She was having pain again. She had consulted with her physicians, and they believed that the endometriosis was pretty severe, and not only was it going to continue to affect her, but that it might affect her ability to have children. They believed if they went in and performed a hysterectomy that they might well resolve this condition for her. And it was a really tough decision for this young couple. She was only 29 years old. He was about the same age, and they really wanted to have children. They had known each other in high school, and they were working towards that goal. They gave this doctor permission to perform a hysterectomy only if the doctor felt it was completely necessary. And following surgery, the doctor came out, spoke with the husband, and said, it was bad. There was a lot of scar tissue, and we felt it was appropriate to do the hysterectomy. Unfortunately for this particular doctor, all tissues which were excised then go to pathology, and in pathology and in the pathology report, which is required to be issued, there was no mention of any endometriosis. And so this woman and her husband had originally come to us because there were some complications from the original surgery, which she wanted us to investigate. In investigating, we actually uncovered the facts to determine that she had had a wrongful hysterectomy performed. And of course, by having a hysterectomy, it means she completely lost her right to ever have children naturally. We filed the lawsuit in the case. We aggressively pursued the litigation, and at a mediation, a good ways into the case, we were able to get the case settled. Now, I had co-counsel in the case, and one of my co-counsel, literally just 2 days later, was walking out of a meeting and was stopped by somebody he knew with a question as to whether he by chance knew a young couple that was looking to adopt. This person knew a woman who was pregnant, who was going to give up her baby for adoption, and she was literally about 7 months pregnant, was going to give up her baby for adoption, wanted to find a nice young couple who she could hand select to adopt her little boy who she was going to have. And the light bulb went on. He called me. One thing led to another. Literally in the course of about 60 days near the end of this litigation, not only had we settled this tragic case for this young couple, but we had connected her with the woman who was pregnant with the little boy. They had hooked up. She had chosen them. She had given birth, and they had a beautiful bouncing baby little boy. And it was just a tremendous story. You can't make stuff up like that.
That's an amazing story. I mean, that kind of makes it all worthwhile sometimes when you're, every case is not going to be that dramatic and come to that conclusion. But boy, it sure is nice to be able to look back and know that you made a difference in a lot of people's lives.